Viewmasters, it's the podcast that we do. Viewmasters, talk about movies that we view. Viewmasters, my friend Eric and me Joe. Viewmasters, hey, let's start the show.
Blow me down! It's the Viewmasters, episode 383. Popeye! My name is Eric.
My name is Joe.
Hello, Joe.
Hello, Eric. I thought for a second there you were going to forget the name of the movie. There was just like the briefest of seconds. I was like, I know he knows what we watched.
I mean, I feel like I've already forgotten 70% of what we did watch, but
Yeah.
I do remember the title.
Oh, boy. Wow.
Yep.
What was that movie that we watched with Sam Neill?
Possession.
Yeah. I know, I think I said that was the weirdest movie that we'd ever watched. I didn't know.
I feel like Possession almost made more sense.
Almost.
Not quite.
Possession at least is less sheer chaos than Popeye is.
That is a very good description of this movie. Holy shit. What did we just watch?
So, I was thinking about it. I know I picked this.
Yep.
I feel like I had heard good things about this movie.
Okay.
I like Robert Altman.
Sure.
His many Bonanza episodes, of course, primarily.
And Whirlybirds.
And Whirlybirds, yes. And I don't know what I expected, but as we were watching it, I was like, oh yeah, I don't really like Popeye cartoons. And this movie is a Popeye cartoon. Like, it's perfect. It is perfectly a Popeye cartoon.
It's pretty close. Yeah.
It's impressive.
Uh,
But I don't like Popeye cartoons. So, whoops.
I don't either. I think maybe I did as a kid because you just don't know any better.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, it's a cartoon. It's on. You're gonna watch it.
Yeah.
But you know, me TV Tunes or whatever the hell it's called.
That's the name of a channel.
Yes.
Not just you speaking in Bizarro speak.
No, yes, that is the name of a broadcast television channel. Me TV Tunes. Irregularly airs a Popeye here and there.
Okay.
And they are insufferable.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it is hard to watch, and like I said, as a kid, it was on. It was a cartoon. I watched it. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
I knew how to draw the goons.
Nice.
You know.
Yeah. That checks out.
Yeah. Sadly, of which none are in this movie.
Right.
We're saving it for the sequel, probably.
Clearly, yeah. Oh man, yeah.
But honestly, I felt like the movie could have been more over the top with the cartoon stuff.
It's true. It is sort of like
It's trying to hedge its bets.
it is kind of trying to hedge its bets,
Which is weird, being that this is fueled by cocaine.
clearly. There is really no other explanation for the energy of this movie. It's just drugs.
Yep.
Oh, so let's talk about the elephant in the room.
Okay.
This movie is a musical.
Yes.
The songs are terrible.
They really are.
And not good musical songs.
I am not a fan of a musical.
Right.
For various reasons. But, I can admit when a song is good.
Yeah.
None of these songs are good. They're not memorable.
Yeah.
They mostly just repeat words over and over again.
That is kind of their MO, yes.
And again, not a musical fan, so I don't know the ins and outs, but I would assume the songs are supposed to, at least in some way, progress the story a little.
Yeah, typically. Or at least tell you, what a character is feeling or thinking.
Sure.
Yeah.
I got almost none of that for many of these songs.
I think there's
maybe two?
There's two kind of good songs.
Okay.
The song that Popeye and Olive sing to each other / to Sweet Pea.
Okay.
I think is a good musical song.
Okay.
Because
I'll give you that.
It's what they call an I want song.
Right.
They're talking about, what they want their lives to be, and it's a love song between the two of them. So I feel like that one works. And then Olive Oil's song,
He Needs Me.
He Needs Me, He Needs Me, He Needs Me. Yeah. I don't know if it's actually a good song, but I had heard it before. and that sort of threw me off. And so I like it maybe because it existed in my brain already.
Sure. I sort of checked out partly through the credits.
Sure.
But I was intending to look to see, like, musical, credits.
Yeah.
Because I felt like I had heard that song as well.
Yeah.
And wondered, like, was this a song that they repurposed for this movie?
It's originally from the movie.
It's for this movie.
It's
okay.
for this movie.
Huh.
It was used later. I don't know if it was in just a trailer or if it was actually in the movie in Punch Drunk Love.
Okay.
That's I think where I first heard it.
That must be where I have heard it then.
And
as
I
well.
had to Google it because
Okay.
I didn't know. But like when I put in He Needs Me, like it auto-populates, Popeye and then Punch Drunk Love.
Okay, all right.
So
yeah, clearly that's... I have seen this movie before.
Yeah.
Probably when I was 6.
Yeah. I feel like this is a movie that I tried to watch as a kid.
Right.
And was put off by it.
Sure.
Because it is so fucking weird.
as a 46-year-old, I can easily say I didn't understand it, but I definitely did not understand it as a child either. But I did vaguely remember, like, the octopus showing up at the end, Sweet Pea and Olive being kidnapped by Bluto. I remembered specific scenes, but not any of the context.
Yeah. And Sweet Pea and Bluto, or Sweet Pea and Olive being kidnapped by Bluto, basically the plot of every Popeye cartoon.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And God, Olive Oil is annoying.
I actually thought Shelley Duvall is the all-star of this movie.
She does a fantastic job.
She's incredible.
Yeah, absolutely. She is,
she is Olive Oil.
She is Olive Oil, and she is the, it's not a contest, but she is the clear-cut winner of this movie.
Right.
But sadly, that also means she's fucking annoying because Olive Oil, just by existence, is annoying.
Yeah. Yeah.
But she does it perfectly.
She really does. Yeah.
I would say Robin Williams as Popeye leaves a little wanting.
I think so too. I mean, Popeye is hard to understand
Sure.
in the cartoons.
Yeah.
And I think more so here.
Yeah.
Like whatever voice Robin Williams is doing and the accent and everything.
It's not.
It's hard to pull off.
Sure. I mean, Joey from Full House did it, though.
Well, listen. Dave Coulier is a master of imitations.
And getting blowjobs in theaters.
That's right. That's right. Famous lover of blowjobs, Dave Coulier. And I think maybe at this point Robin Williams hadn't quite, like, you know, it's a decade before Aladdin.
Sure.
So he had a lot of time to work on those impressions.
Right. I was trying to glance like where he was in his career at this point in time.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Mork and Mindy is probably still on air.
Right. I wondered if this was his first movie.
Right, yeah, I was wondering that too. I didn't really have time to go too in depth to find out, but it feels early.
Yeah.
For his acting career anyway.
Yeah.
I
mean, Popeye the character is 33.
Yeah.
The age of Christ.
Yeah.
Famously.
He was, I think, 29.
Okay.
While filming this movie. So.
Okay. So
pretty
yeah,
close.
pretty young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, he's okay.
Yeah.
But
He's doing the thing.
He's trying.
Everybody's doing a thing.
Everybody is doing a thing. I think everybody is trying to match the cartoons.
Yeah.
And doing mostly admirably.
Yeah. Yeah, like the first song that Popeye sings when he arrives at Sweethaven is rough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of combination singing, talking.
Yeah.
I would have had trouble following it had we not had the closed captions on.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, it's part of it is just, you know, what he's doing, and part of it I think is the material.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I wonder, like, the songs feel shoehorned in. Like, I feel like this can't have been envisioned as a musical, and then they just decided there's not enough songs, too. Like, for as bad as the songs are, there's not enough for it to be a good musical.
I mean,
it's like we need to pad this out to 2 hours. Let's put some songs in here. Let's sing the Sweethaven song twice.
Right. I mean, I feel like there's a good section of the movie that goes by between songs, and when they kick back into a number, like, it was like, oh yeah, this is a musical still.
Yeah.
Like, I had almost forgotten entirely.
Yeah.
Which, you know, fine, whatever. Not a fan.
Yeah.
But I expect more numbers in a musical than there are in this one.
Yeah.
And also, I don't know. I mean, clearly some of the characters that are singing are not being sang by the actors.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them are, though, and they are terrible. Like, I definitely feel that first Popeye number is Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And it's bad.
Yeah. I mean, Robin Williams can sing.
Can he?
I mean, he sings in Aladdin.
Okay.
A number
all
of
right.
songs, and they're pretty solid.
All right.
Yeah, so he's got a decent voice.
Okay.
But yeah, it's not his best work here. Again,
Right.
I think it's the material
Yeah.
more than him.
I mean,
And he's trying to do a Popeye voice.
yeah, okay, that's a, you know, a hat on a hat there. It is infinitely better than Ray Walston's quote unquote song.
I was gonna say, yeah. Do you think he just refused to sing?
Well, I mean,
What if I just say the lyrics?
that would be one thing, but like they don't even rhyme. There's no meter to it.
Yeah.
It's like, just kind of say a speech and we'll kind of like shove some music in there.
Kind of. Yeah, we'll put music to it. This is sort of a musical.
I mean, it is presented musically.
Yes.
Like it is got choreographed, it just like got the stage platform of it, but it is off rhythm and just bad.
It occurs to me, Popeye has a famous song.
Yes.
Obviously.
Yes.
Did they feel like they couldn't justify including the Popeye song if there weren't songs that preceded it? I feel like maybe they started there and were like, oh shit, we have to make this a musical. Because otherwise he's just singing Popeye the Sailor Man at the end, and it's weird.
Sure.
But the whole thing's fucking weird.
The whole thing is weird.
So deal with it.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like we've seen movies that just at the very end has a song for,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Just go with that.
Exactly.
You know? Or, you know, maybe just not have the characters sing and dance and just have it be a song that plays during the credits.
Yeah. That could work too.
Right?
Yeah.
I
am now envisioning a music video of Popeye the Sailor Man, directed by Robert Altman, with the cast of the movie. That's kind of what the last scene is.
It really is, yeah. So Robert Altman.
Yeah.
I feel like I've only seen 2 of his movies in the past, which both movies I really, really like.
Okay.
MASH and The Long Goodbye.
Oh, yeah.
Elliot Gould.
Yeah.
Love both of those movies.
Yeah. The Long Goodbye is an excellent movie.
Yeah. And like the one thing that I feel like he is famous for is like overlapping dialogue and just a lot of sort of background activity happening. And I feel like with a movie this cartoonish and this stylish, like that takes away so much focus that, like you said earlier, it feels like chaos.
Yeah, it is hard to pay attention to Popeye, who is a hard character to understand speaking, when there are 3 other people talking
Right.
in the oil household. And for that, I just want to say, Robert Altman, you may owe me an apology. I'll get him in the next life.
All right. Yeah, it just felt so, there was so much happening.
Yeah.
It felt like it needed, I hate to say this, a more deft hand.
Yeah.
Or maybe someone who is less creatively controlling.
Maybe.
Like just more of a workman director rather than an auteur.
Yeah. I could see that.
Just to let the material breathe and not have this oppressive visionary putting his fingerprints on it.
But does this movie get made without Robert Altman? Like,
I mean,
I can't imagine that it does. I don't know. Was Popeye a popular enough property in the late 70s?
I mean, you know, I glanced through the Wikipedia real quick, and at one point it had been, I mean, so Robert Evans produced this movie, famous psychotic movie producer, Robert Evans.
A lot of Robs in this movie.
Yeah. And initially, the movie was going to star Dustin Hoffman.
Okay.
With God, I forgot who the actress was who was going to play Olive Oil, but they both bailed because they could not work with Robert Evans.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, Dustin Hoffman is famously a very difficult actor anyway.
Yeah.
But it was a different director attached at the time, and then suddenly Robert Altman came on board. So,
Okay.
and then Gilda Radner had been cast originally.
Wow.
But her manager said, "Don't do this."
Aww. I mean, I could see it, but also Shelley Duvall is so perfect.
She is absolutely I cannot envision any other actress ever playing her.
Yeah.
Maybe Julie Haggerty from Airplane.
Maybe.
Yeah. I don't think she's as good an actress as Shelley Duvall, though.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, other than The Shining, if I'd ever seen Shelley Duvall in anything else.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. But I mean, she's great in both.
Yeah.
It's just too bad this movie kind of sucks.
I would watch the olive oil scenes again.
Sure. I don't know. I don't want to say that it sucks because it's just so batshit that it almost can't suck.
Yeah.
But it's not good.
I can see why people who like Popeye would love this.
Right.
Because it is the cartoon.
Yeah.
It is exactly that.
Yeah.
And like I said earlier, it's impressively so exactly that. Bluto eats a glass.
Right.
And just there's a long sequence of him sort of just fuming that I feel like is straight out of the cartoon. I mean, so much of it is straight out of the cartoon.
Right. I felt like I said earlier, I think more of that stuff needed to be in the movie.
Yeah.
Like the boxing scene where Popeye twists his arm and takes down the big guy.
Yeah.
I needed more of that. I think in order to appreciate it more, there was just too little of it.
Yeah, I think the biggest disappointment for me was that when Popeye does finally eat spinach, it's the Smallville problem. We don't see Clark in the Superman costume. We don't really get to see Popeye use his super strength,
right?
Other than underwater.
Yeah.
I wanted to see
full on
the and it's totally cartoonish from the cartoon. The thing where his muscle goes from his chest through his arm and into his forearm.
Right.
And it gets bigger. And we get the implication of larger forearms, and that's it.
Right.
And I know that's, it was 1980. There's only so much they could do with effects and budgetary constrictions, I'm sure. Because I'm sure this movie was not cheap.
No.
I mean, they built a whole town.
Yep. Which still exists.
Does it really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
You can go visit it.
Oh my god, where? Oh wait, it's...
it's in Malta.
In Malta, that's right. That's so cool.
Viewmaster's road trip?
Heck yeah. Can we drive to Malta?
Yeah, we can figure it out.
Oh, okay, yeah. But that was you spend the whole movie waiting for him to eat the spinach.
Yeah.
And then he eats the spinach, and it's gross because spinach out of a can is disgusting.
Yep.
And wet. And then you don't get to see the payoff.
Right.
That's a little disappointing.
Yeah, I like spinach.
Yeah.
Cooked. Yeah.
They're
raw in a salad, whatever.
Sure.
But yeah, just that wet, gloppy shit. It animates and is drawn much nicer than it is to actually see.
Yes.
in real life.
Bluto shoves it down Popeye's throat, and I was like, ew.
It's real gross. Hey, let's talk about Bluto for a second.
Okay, let's us talk about Bluto.
Let's talk about Bluto.
We don't talk about Bluto.
And his 100% ADR performance.
I mean, he has 12 lines.
Most of them with his back to camera.
Yeah. Yeah, Bluto's job in this movie is to stand around and scowl.
Right. Make noises.
Under his unibrow.
Yep. I feel I didn't look up the actor, but I feel probably not a native English speaker.
I don't know.
Which would be my guess as to why he very rarely says any lines that you can see his mouth moving.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he's Maltese.
But yeah, he is. I don't know. He's weird.
Paul L. Smith, born in Everett, Massachusetts.
Okay, well then maybe he's just terrible. Maybe.
Oh, he was in Dune.
Oh, okay. The original David
Yes.
Lynch. Okay.
Yes. The Beast something.
The Beast something. Oh, was his character called that?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Beast Rabin? Rabban? I don't know. I've never
Yeah.
seen that one.
It's been ages.
He's in Red Sonja.
Okay.
So he's in other comic book movies.
Sure. All right.
Yeah, he's got an extensive
Okay.
filmography.
Well, good for him then.
Yeah.
Then he got done dirty by Popeye.
Popeye, apparently. Him and just about everybody else.
Yeah. I believe Robin Williams referred to his time on the movie as Stalag Altman, which to me only has positive connotations.
Right? Yeah. I was thinking about the amount of time that they would have had to have spent in the water
Right.
for the final sequence, and just how miserable that must have been.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, Robin Williams is wearing fake forearms. I'm sure they're not waterproof.
Probably not.
They're
yeah.
probably heavy as fuck.
I mean, I will say they look okay
Yeah.
for 1980 prosthetics.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. They're probably hot as fuck anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he's sweating through them.
Yeah.
And then being dunked in water for God knows how long.
Well, it has to have been weeks
Right.
to film all of that.
With crazy shoes as well.
Yeah.
And just over large clothing. Yeah, just had to be a miserable experience.
Yeah. Can't believe they didn't all rush back for a sequel. No, I'm sure this movie was a rip-roaring success at the box office.
So the budget was $20 million.
Okay.
It made 60.
Wow.
So it made
Okay.
some money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's more than I would have expected.
But it received very negative reviews.
Sure.
And I get it.
Yeah. Again, if you don't come into it loving Popeye
Right.
and all of the trappings of a Popeye cartoon, then you're not gonna love this movie.
Yeah. I mean, part of it I think is it suffers from the typical comic movie origin story thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I feel like Popeye is well enough loved that I don't feel like we needed to see how he meets everybody and discover how spinach helps him and everything. I think we could have just had a Popeye adventure,
Probably.
you know, and
Yeah.
it would have been fine.
Without all that character and world building, though, it would have been 25 minutes. You need to see Popeye staring longingly at the picture frame that just says "my pappy" in it.
I mean, that was hilarious.
That's so funny. That's so good.
There
are really good gags in this.
There are some good gags. I will give it that. Then the callback later when Poop Deck Pappy
right
has a similar frame that says "Me Son."
Yeah. So good.
So you did not know that Popeye's dad was called Poop Deck Pappy?
I did not know that.
Right?
Yeah. I don't really remember Popeye's dad being a character.
I feel like that was more of a comic strip thing than a cartoon thing.
Okay.
Which again is another thing that I glanced at on the Wikipedia. They were trying to make this more comic strip
interesting.
toned than the actual cartoon.
Okay.
And I noticed the screenwriter, Jules Pfeiffer.
Yeah.
I feel like I know that name.
Yeah, he's a comics historian.
Okay. All right.
May have worked on like the Spirit comics at one point.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know what all his
Did he
credits
pass recently?
are. I don't know. I don't want to say.
Okay.
All right, possible. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Okay. I feel like I've seen his name brought up recently on Blue Sky as relation to like just comics in general and whatever, and I feel like it was because he passed recently.
That could be.
I don't know. Maybe people were just appreciating him.
They could be. It is possible to just appreciate people without them being dead. It's strange, but it's possible.
I don't know what crazy world you're living in.
No, let me look.
Okay.
See if he is still with us.
If you can do both at the same time, you said you liked Robert Altman movies.
Yes.
So like, what else? What else would you recommend other than the two I've seen?
I love The Player.
Okay. Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins, yeah. That movie's great. That's been on my list to pick for the show for a while, actually. Right. Just because I haven't seen it since I was in college, and I really like it.
I know that The Hudsucker Proxy is a Coen Brothers movie, but for some reason I've just always conflated the two.
I can see it. Similar eras of Tim Robbins.
Yeah.
I
feel like him prominent on like a poster, like in something weird.
Yeah, kind of.
Like he's in a noose made out of film.
I think it's celluloid noose.
Yeah, and then a hula hoop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another type of noose.
The Player not for kids. And then the other one that I can think of that I've seen is Shortcuts.
Okay.
Which is sort of an anthology based on the short stories of Raymond Carver.
Okay.
Who's a writer that I was really into in college. And so I watched that when I was in college, and I don't remember loving it as much, but I know people really love it.
Yeah.
So I have been wanting to revisit that one just to see if I would feel differently about it now. I think those are maybe the only Altman movies that I've seen. Is those two and The Long Goodbye.
Yeah.
I've never seen MASH.
Never seen MASH. I really, really like MASH.
Okay.
I don't know what your opinion on the TV show is or not, but
never watched the show either.
Oh, good for you. I feel like that was something that was forced upon my household. And numerous other people I have talked to all just sort of have similar feelings about MASH. It's just that MASH comes on, parents are watching it, it's sad time.
Right.
Yeah, you're forced to watch MASH.
No, it's a comedy about war.
But the movie is great. I love the movie.
Okay. Jules Pfeiffer did die earlier this year.
Okay, all right.
Died back in January.
Okay.
He did work on The Spirit with Will Eisner.
Okay.
And let's see. Pulitzer Prize and Oscar-winning cartoonist, playwright, and screenwriter.
Oh, well.
So yeah, he's quite prolific.
Okay, yeah, I saw the name and it just like triggered in my brain, like feels familiar.
Yeah. But I know I feel like there's a book about comics that he wrote.
Okay, that's probably what I'm associating with. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for finding out.
Absolutely.
Back to Altman. I've never seen it, but I've always been curious about, I think, McCabe and Mrs. Miller.
Yeah. I've heard of that one too, yeah.
I know it's like one of Patton Oswalt's favorite movies.
Okay.
Because as he mentions numerous times.
Right.
On the Bananas for Bonanza podcast.
I don't think I've ever seen Nashville. I may have seen Nashville, and I just don't remember anything about it.
Yeah, I was kind of glancing through his filmography, and I recognized titles of movies, but like, clearly I've never seen them. His last one was an adaptation of Prairie Home Companion.
I remember that. Yeah.
Weird.
From the disgraced storyteller. What's his fuck's name? I don't remember his name.
Garrison Keillor.
Nice. God damn it. Garrison Keillor. Famously Me Too'd.
But he's dead, right?
I don't know. He might be.
Who cares?
Yeah. I just remember that Lindsay Lohan is in that movie.
Yep.
It's like, oh, that's interesting.
Yep.
Oh, boy.
Oh, Popeye.
Popeye. It occurred to me, is he named Popeye because he only has one eye and it sort of pops?
Yep.
Amazing.
Or had a popped eye.
Had a popped eye, yes.
Yeah, yep.
Amazing.
I feel like it was fairly recent in the last decade or so that I realized that as well. So you know,
realized that while we were watching the movie.
Yeah. So don't feel too bad about not getting that.
I feel okay about it.
Good.
I know there's a toy company called Boss Fight Studios that makes a lot of Popeye toys.
All right.
And they did a 5-inch wave of the Power Stars figures, which the first wave had like the Phantom and Flash Gordon in it.
Okay, yeah.
And then the second wave had Popeye and Olive Oil and Bluto and Wimpy, and they're great figures.
I mean, he looks cool.
He did. It's amazing.
My fondest Popeye memory actually goes back to our friend Jason Young.
As so many things do.
Yep. So he and I used to be part of an art collective where every other week or so we would get a topic and then have to draw our interpretations of that particular thing. And one week was Popeye. I drew Popeye Doyle eating Popeye's chicken.
Nice.
Because I'm a rebel.
Yeah, that all checks out. Popeye Doyle is French Connection?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Gene Hackman.
Yeah.
Jason drew Olive Oil, naked, sitting on a bed, spread-legged, with a can of spinach between her legs.
Jesus Christ. Good Lord. Why? But also perfectly on brand for Jason.
100%. And there was another member of this group named Jeff Potter, who was absolutely scandalized.
Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, boy. Wow.
Yeah. Lots of fun.
Thanks, Jason.
Thanks, Jason. Oh, boy.
Oof.
Popeye. It's a movie that exists.
It is, and I'm glad to have seen it. I feel like it was a blind spot. Maybe it wasn't. I don't know.
I own it on Blu-ray.
Naturally.
I
still own Morbius on Blu-ray, so it's fine.
That's yeah. I bought it because I found it and I was like, I'd probably never find this again.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I grabbed it.
Yeah.
And now I have to debate whether I want to keep it or try to resell it.
Honestly, if I found it on Blu-ray, I would probably buy it, because am I ever going to see this again?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of my most recent buys in like the last year or two have all been, I've never seen this anywhere before.
Yeah.
Snatch.
Exactly. Yeah. You've never seen Snatch anywhere before? Really? That's weird.
No, I see that everywhere.
Oh, okay.
People hate that movie.
Yeah.
I think I do have a copy of it too.
Nice.
It was part of a 2-pack.
With what?
Layer Cake.
Okay, yeah.
Which is a movie I actually like.
Yeah, that's Daniel Craig and Sienna Miller.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Whatever happened to Sienna Miller?
I don't know.
Okay.
What's making you happy this week?
Oh, fuck if I know. Honestly, I was trying to think about it on the way over, and I don't fucking know.
Okay.
I'm tired, and I've been having a lot of feelings lately, which is
Sure.
annoying.
Yeah.
Jeez. I'm like, did I read any comics that I really loved? You know what? There is a comic that I've really been enjoying
Okay.
that I think, I forget if we've talked about it on the show or if we've just talked about it between the two of us.
Sure.
I think the Batman books right now are, aside from the main Batman title, which just started Hush 2, H-Touche.
Touche, yes.
But the rest of the Batman books are really great right now.
Okay.
And there's an ancillary series called Batman Dark Patterns.
Okay, yeah.
It's written by Dan Waters and illustrated by Hayden Sherman.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. It's got a real like post-crisis Alan Grant, John Wagner, Norm Brayfogle vibe to it.
I mean, that's kind of selling me there.
Yeah. I feel like the way that Sherman draws at least the bat symbol on Batman's chest is very Brayfogle inspired.
Nice.
And the current story arc features Scarface, which is an obvious link right there too.
Right.
But like it's just like they're. I think I don't know if it's a limited series. I assume it's a limited series.
I think it is, yeah.
But like the first 3 issues is a story, and then the next 3 issues is a story. So they're doing sort of arcs within the limited series.
Okay, yeah.
And it's just real good. Real, just like gritty.
Classic.
Gritty gets a bad rap, but it's like gritty Batman detective stories with sort of a psychological bent.
Okay.
And yeah, it is really classic. It's just great.
Okay.
So just, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about the Scarface story, and the thing that really makes me happy is their embrace of Scarface's inability to say the letter B,
Nice.
which I feel like has gotten erased
It really
over
did,
the
yeah.
years. And it's so funny and so weird. So I really appreciate it. So yeah, my thing that's making me happy this week is Gatman Dark Patterns.
I might have to check that out. We did talk about this just in normal everyday life last week. I was curious as to what it was about. I know that there is something that I've read by Dan Waters that I was just like, yeah, no, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
That just kind of put me off his name entirely. But I do like Hayden Sherman's art.
Yeah.
They draw Wonder Woman, Absolute Wonder Woman, which
Yes.
has been a fantastic book.
Phenomenal. Yeah.
So yeah, I might check that out. You kind of really sold me with the the Brayfogle 90s era stuff.
Yeah. There's sort of a horror bent to it as well.
Okay, yeah.
That Waters has done. I think I told you about Arkham City.
Yeah.
Last time we were talking about it before, and that's very much a horror series as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it'd be up your alley.
Okay. Yeah, I'll probably check that out then.
Nice.
I just read the final issue of the current arc on Detective Comics.
Yeah.
Which it was good.
That was pretty solid.
Yeah. Not the best thing ever, but I mean, better than Hattush.
Yeah. I really like Batman and Robin right now.
Well, of course.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's really good.
Okay. The thing by Dan Waters that I read that I did not like at all, which just sold me off of him entirely, was Nightwing.
Oh, really?
When he took over from Tom Taylor.
Yeah. I haven't been reading that one.
Yeah, I read the first issue and I was like, no, thank you, sir.
Okay. I wanted to read the latest one because I know Francesco Francavilla drew that one.
Yeah, I read, so I was reading the Josh Williamson run on Batman and Robin, which I really, really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And then, when the new creative team took over, I read the first of that and just was not into it. So,
okay.
Yeah, kind of bailed on that one. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the evolution of Damian as like a person.
Sure.
And I appreciate that he is becoming more multidimensional than he was for a very long time.
Right.
So
I mean, yeah, I remember, when Grant Morrison introduced, Damian, kind of being along with everybody else is like, why is this happening?
Right.
And just little psychotic Robin. Why? Why are you forsaking Tim Drake for this?
Right.
But I have also really grown to really enjoy Damian as a character in general. So, yeah, he's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, sir?
Oh, boy.
You got to find something, too.
Yeah.
Is it Popeye?
I
know it's not Popeye.
I've been reading the Daily Strip.
Ooh.
No. You know what? My lady friend and I, the other day, we were looking for a movie to watch. She has a weird streaming service that has kind of like everything.
Okay.
It's like borderline piracy, I guess.
Sure. I've heard about this.
Yes. But she's got like a list of like favorites, and like, I don't know, sometimes like shit shows up on it and she's like, I never added this. But we were like looking for something to watch. We were scrolling through the list and we hit on a movie that was like, I have never seen this movie. Like, I've never even, like, I've heard of it. I've seen that it exists, but I've never heard like anything about it reputationally.
Okay.
And we're just like, what the hell? Why not? And we watched Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid.
Okay.
Starring Steve Martin.
All right.
Directed by Carl Reiner.
Nice.
And it is a black and white noir comedy.
Ooh, okay.
Steve Martin plays a private investigator who gets hired to search for a woman's dead father and who may have actually killed him. And there are those bits of the movie, and then there are bits where Steve Martin interacts with clips from old noir movies.
Ooh.
So like you'll see him having a conversation, like they're never in the same scene.
Yeah.
But like, him talking to Cary Grant or Fred McMurray.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Barbara Stanwyck and Betty Davis, etc., like all these like femme fatales and famous, noir actors. Humphrey Bogart has a huge role as Philip Marlowe throughout.
Amazing.
And pulls it off. It is hilarious.
That's awesome. That sounds great.
Highly recommend it.
All right.
And I know you love old noir, so
I do, very much.
I feel like that would be right up your alley, too. So.
Nice. Dead men don't wear plaid.
Dead men don't wear plaid.
Nice.
And it was kind of fun, because there's like a big scene that's like, this is in Double Indemnity, a movie that I watched with you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I've seen this movie.
Yeah.
And what they do with it is fucking hilarious.
Nice. Is he admiring Barbara Stanwyck's anklet?
I don't want to spoil it.
Okay. Oh, boy. Do you have a movie in mind for next week?
I do indeed.
Excellent.
So, other than the brief detour we took with Possession, I feel like we should continue on with this comic book theme that we're riding on.
Okay.
With the Phantom and with this one. And I'd like to pick a movie that I, again, have seen when I was but a small child.
Okay.
And not since. It is another Disney-produced movie that is not available on Disney+.
Okay.
The famous superhero movie, Condor Man.
Hell yeah. Michael Crawford.
Yep.
Let's go. I've never seen that.
Excellent.
I remember seeing, I think, a VHS for it at Kmart when I was a kid and being like, what the fuck is Condor Man?
Yeah, it is. When I was a little kid, I was sick a lot. And my mom would just go to the video store and rent a bunch of movies for me to watch while I was sick. And I remember Condor Man being among them, along with like the 60s Batman and The Man with One Red Shoe.
Wow.
And for some reason, several Alfred Hitchcock movies.
Okay. Sure.
Obviously.
Exposing you to the classics.
Sure. Yeah, obviously I had some that I liked more than others. So yeah.
Well, that's
Condor Man.
amazing. Yeah, would love to watch Condor Man.
Excellent.
All right, well, on that note, until next week, don't forget to eat your spinach, and keep living your life a quarter mile at a time.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. You can subscribe to the show directly at our website, view.guttertrash.net, or on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts. Visit our website at view.guttertrash.net for information about our Twitter and Instagram. Once again, thank you for listening to The Viewmasters. We'll see you next time.